this is a turning point in the war, in the Russian and Putin's attitude toward the war. They're not interested in negotiations anymore. They know this is going to be won on the battlefield. They know that nothing they do is going to stop the Europeans and Americans who are still involved in this, but certainly the Europeans, from supporting Zelensky as much as they can. And they just have to put it down. And it's a very difficult thing now. Again, I'm sure that Putin is convinced this is no longer possible to conceive that you're going to make some deal with Zelensky. At the end of the day, Russia is going to have, they're on a war of regime change in Ukraine. And I said that at the very beginning, they're going to have to do that, whether they want to or not, because the Ukrainian forces are, whether Zelensky's there or not, you have fascist forces that are never going to give up. And that has to be, for the past 10 years, 12 years, since 2014, there's been an ascendance of fascist ideology in Ukraine. And the hero of the father of the nation, Bandera, they just reinterred one of the most vicious fascist leaders with honors. And Russia won't be safe as long as a regime is in place like that can be used by the Europeans and the Americans and NATO to try to destabilize Russia, which is what this was all about at the beginning. This has been this was a war from the West to destabilize Russia and to try and do regime change in Russia and get rid of Putin and turn Russia into divide Russia and turn it into a series of oligarchic run potentates, etc. So this is what Russia has to put an end to it. They know we got to get to the root causes of this. And the root causes of this, we have to make it clear that no, there is no possibility for NATO, the West, the United States, Europe, whoever, to come into Kiev and use a regime there to hassle us and to create problems for us. We got to put an end to that.